So it's 8 o'clock. Welcome everybody. Good to see you this morning. This hot and humid morning in York. Actually, what I just said, I wish it'd get cooler. That's fairly typical human behaviour from all of us, isn't it? We really want things to be comfortable for us and pleasant. Of course we do. The trouble is that the world doesn't work like that. The universe doesn't operate like that. So we might prefer things to be comfortable. I might prefer it to be cooler at the moment, which I most certainly would. But I don't have any control on that. And I have a choice. I can either get really worked up about it, or I can just accept it as it is and know that it will change eventually. And but actually what we do as human beings is we have a painful situation, like it's too hot or I've got toothache, and we make it worse, don't we, by just going on about it in our minds, letting our minds go on and on about not wanting it. And that's what the Buddha called the second arrow of suffering. The first arrow we can't do anything about. The second arrow is us making it worse, and it's crazy. It's madness, causing ourselves all this suffering. But it's so ingrained. It's so ingrained in us that we can't help it, and it takes time to change that. So mindfulness is a way of changing that, and there's all sorts of benefits of mindfulness or awareness, and one of them is that we can stay in the present moment. Or at least it helps us to move towards staying in the present moment much more in our lives. And from my personal experience, this is really valuable. I have a tendency, I've always had a tendency to get stressed. I always have a lot to do. And my tendency is to get stressed about it all because I want it all to be done and finished. And of course, the list just gets longer. It never gets finished. So in the past, I've caused myself so much pain. And this morning, actually, I woke up again at 4 o'clock, which is a habit of mine, thinking, oh, yeah, I've done that. I haven't done that. I've got this to do. I've got that to do. Oh, crikey, must get that done before the weekend. And I caught myself. This is what the benefits of mindfulness. I was getting in a state at 4 o'clock this morning, and I was able to catch myself and just come back to the present moment, just come back to now. And actually now is okay, because it's just now. There's nothing about the future. There's nothing about the past. There's just this moment of now that keeps changing. And if we can keep practicing meditation, eventually we can stay in that moment of now for longer and longer and longer, so that if we get upset or anxious or scared, we can come back to that moment of now, come back to the present moment, and everything is okay. It calms our mind, stop, the worry stops, and we're okay. So I went back to sleep again after a while, once I'd sort of stopped my mind, or really not stopped my mind. I'd just come back to the present moment. I let my mind be what it was. But if I'm in the present moment, then it's very difficult for the mind to start worrying about the future, or getting angry, or doing anything else. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that. I'm a lot better with stress these days. I'm not through it yet, but I'm a great improvement on what I was 10 years ago. And it's lovely. It's lovely. Okay, so we're going to do the mindfulness of breathing this morning. And yeah, so it's in 4 stages. And the first 2 stages, as we know, are first of all, following the out breath, and then following the in breath. I've got to be careful. I get them mixed up sometimes. And then in the third stage, we come into the body and notice the breath in the body. And in the fourth stage, we move up to the area around the nostrils or the upper lip. But I'll lead us through it briefly. So we begin, as always, by just taking stock of ourselves. In this moment, how are we right now? And if you are casting your mind forward to the day, if you're getting caught up in plans and things to do and busyness, just come back to this moment, right now, just where you are, being present, noticing this being, sitting or lying, preparing for meditation, and just noticing how that is for you. And however you are, comfortable or uncomfortable, whether you feel pleasant or unpleasant, it's just a starting point. And if we stay right where we are, then it's fine just there. We don't have to worry about change. We can just kindly accept where we are. Allowing the bed or the floor, the chair or the cushion to take your weight. Just giving up any sense of holding yourself. Just letting your body soften. Just coming into contact with the sensations in the body. The soles of the feet. The legs. The belly and the abdomen. The chest and shoulders. And the head. And just noticing the face, noticing your face, starting with the forehead. Just allowing the forehead to relax, letting any frown drop out. Letting the eyes be soft behind the eyelids. And letting the skin on the face just sag. Letting the whole of the face relax. We're not trying to do anything or get anywhere. We're just being here right now in this moment. In this ever evolving moment. So we're going to do the mindfulness breathing. And in the first stage, we are going to concentrate on the out-breath. And the thing about the out-breath is that it's a relaxing breath. So it's almost like we can slide down the out-breath. If we really concentrate on it, as we follow the whole out breath, it's almost like we're sliding down and relaxing and letting go. It's just got this lovely sense of surrender to it, just letting go. And if you wish, you can count at the end of each out breath, beginning with 1 and then counting up to 10. But the main thing is to follow the out breath right from the beginning to the very end. And don't worry too much about the in breath. Just concentrate on sliding down each out breath. And each time you follow the out breath, there's a chance to relax a little bit more each time. Each time that you're in the present moment, following the out breath. And don't worry if you get distracted. Of course you will get distracted. And it's okay. It's what the mind does. So just very kindly letting that go and coming back to the out breath. In the second stage, we're going to follow the in-breath, the whole of the in-breath from the beginning right to the end. And the in-breath is an enlivening breath. It brings energy and life into our body. It lifts us up. It gives us energy. So following the in-breath right from the start to the finish, the whole way, it's like a rising up. And if you wish, you can count just before the beginning of each in-breath in the same way, beginning with 1 and counting up to 10, and then starting again at 1. But the main thing is to follow each in-breath the whole way, and don't pay too much attention to the out-breath this time. Following the whole length of each in-breath. And in the third stage, we're going to move into the body, into the upper body to begin with, just noticing the sensations and the movement of the breath in the chest, at the sides of the body, and in the upper back. The whole of the upper body moving with the breath, moving in rhythm with the breath, expanding, contracting, expanding, contracting. And as much as you can, really getting caught up with these sensations of movement in the upper body. Allowing yourself to become completely absorbed by these sensations and this movement. And in the fourth and final stage, we're going to move our awareness up to the point where the breath enters the body. So that's the nostrils or the upper lip. Very delicate sensations here as the air coming into the body brushes the skin and then brushes it again as it leaves. So concentrating and just really focusing in on these tiny areas and seeing what you can notice, being curious. And when thoughts interrupt, just coming back to the sensations around the nostrils or the upper lip. And for the last few moments, just letting go of all effort now. Just sitting with your experience, whatever it is, just noticing how you are. Well, welcome to Beth, Isabel, Sarah and Shobit, who joined us after we started. Good to see all of you this morning, and anybody who's tuned in on the recording as well. And I hope that was a good start to the day for you. And again, I can't underline how important it is to keep doing this practice. And it brings us into a relationship with reality, with the present moment, rather than our fantasies, plans of the future and worries about the past or whatever. So thank you to everybody who's donated to our appeal. We've actually reached our target, but we could still do with some more if you haven't donated yet. So we're keeping the appeal open till the end of August, and it's helping to fit out and make our new centre everything we want it to be. So we can eventually we can meet there for meditation and other classes, and you can call in for a cup of coffee or go to the shop. It's only small, but we've got a little shop, and it's going to be a really nice meeting place, and I think a really nice place to see people as well as meditate. So if you can help us with a small donation, that would be fantastic. The link is with this video. Okay, so time to get on with our day. Hope your day goes well, and wishing you all the best for it, and take care and try and stay cool. And anyway, enjoy your day, and lots of love to you all.